you know, we just decided to visit Africa Farm today. This is how we do our farming. You know, é così che noi facciamo nostra agricoltura. In English, we call it what mixed farming. You can see different types of what crops here. This one is maize. This one is called, let me show you. This one is called melon. We use it to cook soup. If you want to eat banku, fufu, you can use it. So it's very nice. We have a lot of it. This one is called what cassava, which majority of us, we know. This one is called what cassava. And this one is also called what nyam. In Italy, we call it I'll remember the name. It just disappeared. So the issue is that this is how we do our farming, and it's so nice. I'm so glad to meet it in this way. We have spread chemical inside. You can see my hand as dirty. They just call me to come and help them. Then I decide to do what I do used to. Because what someone is already addicted to is very important. And the blessing of a father and a mother is something that is much more better than the blessing of your pastor, whether you like it or not. There are some parents who have damaged the life of their children unknowing because of anger. That's why I love my parents since I was born. I can't remember if there is a day that my parents opened their mouth and lay curse to me. You know what I'm saying? That is why I love the life that I'm living. And I pray that also to my unborn children that is the same way I will train them up. Because let's be real, you helping your parents. I see a lot of young youth today who said they don't want to help their parents. They don't want to help their parents in farming, in doing domestic work, in doing things that they ought to do because they see it as something that is so difficult for them, all those stuff. But it's very bad, because every word that comes out from your parents' mouth is much more adorable, blessable than the hand that your pastor may lay. Think about this man called Esau and Jacob. Why Jacob was so fruitful and Esau was not. The blessing of your parents can go far. It can break everything. Let the whole world lay cost on you. That your parents who come together to do to make you, they can break everything. And if your parents peradventure they lay cost on you, believe me, it will be very difficult for you to break it, except you are opportune to have a man of God that is fully anointed. Because that is why if you read histories or Bible, you're going to understand that after many years that the brothers of Joseph were so in pain, Joseph, who was anointed, still healed them. What does that mean is that you need to obey your parents. That is the first blessing that cometh. Many of us always despise the blessing of our parents. Mostly, I see a lot of my friends when I was at home, they do used to send them message. Some of them said, you are this. They'll start to call their mother, their father. Mostly when they see the elder ones around them, they'll start to call them witch, etc. Because they see them as old people around them, people who are old around them. They'll start to call them all those names. But the main truth is this: whatsoever you sow, whatsoever you do to your parents, that is exactly what others will do, what we do to you. So look at it. You can see the melon. You can see how fruitful the melon is. This one is called okra. We use it. Let me find the one that I've already produced, because it's not yet the period. But let me find it. Let me see if I can get one. So the truth is this, brothers: if you truly want to be successful, the secret to greatness is not how far you do work. It's not how strong you are. It's not where you come from. It's not that you work too hard. It is the blessings of your parents. Whether you have parents or you are orphan or you are this, I'm telling you the main truth. If you have elders around you who is taking care of you, or you have mother, brother, sisters who are elder than you, maybe you are orphan there, always try to lead them or make something that will make them blessed you. Is so what? It's something that nobody can change. You know what I'm saying? That is why you need to obey them in all cost. That is why you need to obey your parents in all what cost. No matter what happen, no matter what is going on, obey your parents in all cost. Obey them in what? In all cost. It's very, very what? Necessary. We have done, you can see my sweat. We have already walked today, and I'm so glad to experience it, to spread this fertilizer on the farm, something that I have done past 6 to 7 years. Yes, I've done it also in Italy, but not like this. It's quite different because each culture have the way they do their stuff. So this is how we do it here. They are planting, they are also harvesting. This is why I love Africans. We plant and we harvest. That's why it's very, very difficult for you to see someone who is complaining about food. Yes, they can complain about what resources like finance, etc. This one is called plantain. When I was at home, we have it plenty in this place. It was so plenty that all these places, it was occupied with plantain. Like those days, we used to cut it and hide it under like this place. We will just hide it. Then the moment it ripe, we will do what? We will just collect it and be chopping it without my mom being aware, because we love all those ones that is already matured to eat. So nevertheless, I'm so glad to witness to do it. When my paddy my modi, when they asked me, can you come and help us to spread it? They don't know the joy I have, because even when we are spreading it, my paddy is also blessing us. It's something so amazing. That's why you need to understand that the blessings of the Lord make riches. But let me tell you, the blessing of your mother openeth doors that cannot be opened. Jacob ought not to be blessed, but because of the blessing of his parents, even Joseph ought not to be blessed. Because Joseph, if you look at the history of Joseph, they look at him as a lazy person. But it was the blessing of his father that rewrite that laziness. So what am I trying to say is, help your parents in all cost. If that is only thing you can gain, whether you travel or you don't have time to help them, send them a little thing, give them money, tell them take this token. Even if you don't have, give them your time, call them. That blessing can go far. And if you are that kind of person who have already messed up with your parents, you did something wrong, plead for mercy. And a lot of guys, a lot of ladies out there are struggling today, and they think it's a witchcraft. They think it's a witches. It's not a witches. It is that cost that is hindering majority of you. That is why, if I start to say this now, many people will hate me. But believe me, if you do the right thing by honoring yourself, by putting yourself down, go back to your parents and tell them, Father, take this token. You can buy a bottle of wine. Say, Father, even if you don't have much, you can buy a bottle of wine. You say, Father, I have made mistake in the past, and I have come to realize my mistake. So forgive me and do what? And take this as an offering, as a burnt offering. You come to understand that all those mistakes will absolutely be right. You will start to see things that you never experience. You will start to see over blessing. May God bless you. Remain blessed.